Shai.
See, because they both start out with the same name, Yahweh. You know, but it's just that the son is Yahweh Shai.
The son is the enforcer, man. Because this little symbol right here, Shah, is teeth or consuming fire. Check that out. Damn, you want to get Matthew 10 and 34? So, I have another question for you Christians, if anybody can answer. And it seems like everybody's just running away from us. Earlier they have a dream catcher right there, so I don't know, they probably maybe. That's wicked too, man, because why you want to catch dreams? Because dreams are messages from the Most High, man. Why would you want to catch a dream, man? You don't want to get judged, or you don't want to receive your message? But go ahead.
This is Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword.
So let's talk about the symbolism of sending a sword. If you send me a sword, I'll be happy because I like swords. I'm a man of war. I'll be like, whoa, look at this shit. Jeez. Start messing with it. Start throwing up cantaloupes. Start slicing them. I would love the gift of the sword, but I'm missing the whole point of the sword. I'm missing the whole point of the gift of the sword. The sword means war. You want to get the etymology of that word, war?
So when he read that scripture, that he come to save his people because of their sins, that means when he comes with the sword, you're going to want to be on his side. You know what I mean? So if you're on his side, he's going to give you a sword.
The etymology of that word sword. Let me get this scripture right here. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 1 and the verse 18. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what riches of glory of his inheritance in the saints. So we're waiting for him to actually come back with the sword, so we can destroy our oppressors.
Alright, so you destroy with the sword, and the definition for sword is mahara, which is G3162. Mahara. It says a large knife used for killing animals and cutting up flesh. A small sword as distinguished from a large sword. Curved sword for a cutting stroke. A straight sword for thrusting.
Damn, man. So all those pieces of metal are meant for hurting flesh. For disembodiment.
And then for the etymology, it goes further. A fight or combat.
Damn.
Of those in arms, a battle.
So Yahweh Shai is gonna come back to whoop that ass, man. That's what that word Shah means. And now that word I is literally a I. You're gonna see that. All you people around here, everybody, including us, man, we're gonna see that. We're gonna be scarcely saved. Shoot, man. Imagine how scary that is. The sword coming back, and Esau knows, and he's almost this close to backing out of the fight. Because his shit ain't ready. His shit ain't ready. He's like, oh fuck. My shit ain't ready. He knows how bad he knows how terrible those chariots are. So give us that scripture. Get it back to him. Matthew 10 and 34.
Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I am not to send peace, but a sword.
And you have a lot of people here on this planet that like to prepare. They like to prep. They like to get ready for a situation that's coming. Well, this situation is coming. The Lord is coming to destroy people, man. to destroy those who pierced them, put the Edomites back into captivity, because they were at first, and they're going to serve us for 1,000 years, and then we're going to burn them up. So this war, I mean, war has been going on for such long, but this is going to be the nastiest war. Nasty. So now we're going to go back on topic, go back to, oh man, we got to get into martial law.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about martial law then. Oh man. Martial law's coming. That's what the Bible says, man. Look for Jacob's trouble. I think it's in Jeremiah.
What should you be doing? What should you be doing?
This is a spirit, man. It leads you into situations. See, so if you're looking for a spirit to lead you to a situation, look no further, man, because you got it right here.
So in the time of Jacob's trouble, that's when the Israelites, they're going to be
Oh my goodness.
in oppression, and
We're all right
there's
now.
going to be a lot of suffering.
And I just want to say this. Watch the movie The First Purge. Beautiful movie. That movie is in the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man.
Yeah, because in the first purge, there's no law. You know, that's basically martial law right there. You know, and when martial law happens, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Crazy stuff, man. You're gonna be wishing you weren't there. Go
Bedtime.
ahead, got that, Jeremiah.
This
I'm gonna
is
go to sleep.
Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
So when that day is being referred to as great, what is great, man? Great is something spectacular. Like, let's say you go back to the basketball era when Pistol Pete Maravich, one of the first basketball, you could say he was a great basketball player because back then he didn't have any competition. Let's put Jordan back in that era. He'll break that peach basket, man.
They were good. They were good back then.
They were good back then. And now everybody's a Michael Jordan, man. Everybody's a Michael Jordan. You got LeBron James. He's tired now, man. He's nobody even talks about him. Man. You got the Warriors as a whole team of Jordan, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's just everybody's rich now. You know, everybody's
And
all
that,
in it.
and that's so I'm setting you up to get this in your head. The men of the Lord are great. Okay, the elect are great. If you call yourself a Christian and you're not following these rules and Bibles and regulations, you're not great. These men try and suffer. Try. Man, let me ask you something, Ron. Do you ever feel bad? You got problems, right? I got problems, man. But we're waiting for that great day. So go ahead and read the rest. Start from the beginning.
Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
There's not going to be a day like it. Let's say man, I can tell you about the worst day that I can conceive of. 1492. When Christopher Columbus arrived here on, what do they call it? New Española. It's Puerto Rico now, but they had a name for it. It's where the Arawaks came from. You know what? Excuse my mind. But that was the first. No, that was bad.
A great day, right?
That was a great day. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
The significance of that day was great. The significance of this day,
It's gonna be greater. This day is gonna be greater, so that none is like it.
and it's just the trouble, man. It's just the martial law. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of things put on your plate at that time. Like in that movie, The Purge, they set you up like this. They said, "Hey, you got a lot of anger issues. You wanna let your rage out." So those are representative of demons, and those demons are going to be howling around everybody that's fucking wicked and convincing those motherfuckers to be like Skeletor.
Yeah.
Man.
Because that shows you that the hatred that Esau has for Jacob.
And martial law is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Martial law is coming. boots to the fucking door. Okay, your door is gonna get kicked in. Man, if you really love the Lord, if you really love the Bible, if you really think you're a Christian, you better get right, man. If you think you're a Muslim and there's Allah, but you know what? You could be an Israelite. That's what's so great about this truth that we have. You see, from the beginning in 1970, it was only for black folks, because what? Deuteronomy 28 and 68 said that you will be led into captivity again through ships, but into Egypt. We weren't going into ships in Egypt, because Egypt and Israel were right there close to each other. In 1492, Columbus came over here and put us in subjugation. 1515, Hernán Cortés came and put the Aztecs in that same subjugation. They shipped us off to the Atlantic, through the Atlantic, to Europe, which we call now Europe. We were the first slaves going back and forth to that Atlantic slave trade. So around after you know, I think Alpha Bivens knew that Mexicans were Israelites too. So hey, they were fighting for us, man. They were fighting for us, and now we got to fight for you. And this is a fight I want to do. You got people saying, "Oh, I want to join the military. I want to fight this and that." This is a good fight. This is a great fight. All right.
Yeah, because Esau's been killing Jacob ever since back in the Roman times when he killed the Son of God. Let me get Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And
That's his name, Yahushai.
And they also which pierced him. And who pierced them? It was the Romans.
The Roman centurions.
So if it says he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, that means reincarnation in the Bible.
Reincarnation is in the Bible, and it is real. You better believe it, because if you don't need the whole roll, and you just want to believe little bits and pieces of it, the parts that you choose to believe, that's not even going to help you, man.
So all you people who, so one of you people who are walking around the earth right now who pierced him, you know what I mean? It's not everybody. It's all for everybody. You know, God loves everybody. It's not like that.
All right, I got this in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig into hell, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, hence will I bring them down. You can't get away from the judgment, man. You can't get away from the judgment. You're going to build those underground bunkers, those space stations, but it ain't going to help you, man. You can run as far as you possibly think you can run. We'll be there. Somebody's going to be there for you. You better bet that. Cool. So, you want to get more, or you just go back to the topic?
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going back to the topic, and go back to John 1:1. And this is Ephesians 3 and 7. Wherefore I was made a minister according to the gift of the grace of the Most High, Yahweh, given unto me by the effectual work of his power. The effectual work of his power. He's real, man. He really exists. But not everybody believes, man. Although everybody was made by his hands, not everybody believes, man. And his hands don't mean his literal hands. His hands mean people that work for him. If you go to a ranch and you say, hey, who's a ranch hand around here? Does that mean there's a fucking giant hand that works on the ranch? Alright, continue. You want to keep that in first time?
So, back in John 1 and 1?
Yeah, John 1 and 1. And just go into, read the second verse 2. Just go 1 and 2.
So, John 1 and 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High. And
we already explained that.
And the Word was the Most High, and the Word was the power. The same was in the beginning with the power.
So that was Yahushai, man. That was Yahushai. So now on this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 3 and 8. Unto me, who am less than the least of all saints, is the grace given. And Paul's just saying that because he felt guilty, man. Because he basically killed a whole bunch of Christians. He killed a whole bunch of the Lord's people, man, because he was zealous, man. He was mean too. He was like, how are these Gentiles gonna come in and receive the blessing? So he would take them to their Sanhedrin, which is a secret Israelite police, and they would fuck them up, man. They would kill them, stone them, right? You got keep going in that, John. Let me finish. I was in Ephesians 3 and 8. Let me finish that up. Unto me, who am less than the least of saints, is this grace given, that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Hamashiach. You can search all the riches, you can search for these mysteries, but if you're not learning them from a man of the Lord, you're not going to learn them. You're not going to acquire that knowledge. You're not going to receive the inheritance. You're not even going to know what the inheritance is. Go ahead.
So another question is, if Jesus was God, or if the Son of God was God, why would it say this in Mark 16 and 19? So then after the Lord had spoken unto them, he was received up into heaven and sat on the right hand of the Most High.
Why? Can I sit at the right hand of myself?
So if you go up into heaven, okay.
You people have no understanding. It's laughable. It's really sad and pathetic, man. But the thing that makes me laugh is what Paul just said. Grace has been given to me. Man. If I contemplate on all the laws that I break unknowingly, you know, without me even considering, I'm not really worthy, man, because the scripture tells you, he that breaks one of his laws breaks them all, right? But it's through the grace, man. It's through the grace, and the grace is really this work, bro. The grace is really this work.
That's right.
How the hell are you gonna take time off and you already barely you have 1 week in the camp, and then you're gonna stop coming to camp?
Yeah, because here it is, you're building your sins on top of sins. How do you think you're gonna repent from those sins, you know, or
you're not even
try
gonna
to
be
get
able
them
to,
off,
man.
you know?
How you gonna hide that shit, man? And really, it's because people are out of order. Just look at that movie, The Purge, man. That what was his name? What was his name? That black dude? Shit. Well, anyways, I want to say his name is Dimitri. No,
Something like that.
D. They call him D, huh?
Something.
Hey, man. That is the person you white crackers, you Edomites hate on fear the most. Really, it should be us, because we can identify you, and then by that identification, you're in the book of destruction, man. The sword's gonna come and kill you.
Yeah, because the white man, this is what he fears, to see the Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans getting together and speaking on him, revealing to who he is, you know?
Hey, and remember when those white couple got up and left? That was spiritual, man.
Couldn't take it.
It's called white guilt, okay? It's white guilt. That's what it's called, man. I did a little short video, an impromptu, if you could say, if you want to
Probably
say.
everybody was looking at him, or they probably thought
Everybody looked at him, man. You got up in the middle of the most intense part of the movie when they were showing that the United States government hates these motherfucking brown people, and they're using contract killers to fucking kill you. That's fucking Jacob's trouble, man.
And it was the ghettos where they were doing it, you know?
They felt that guilt, man. That guilt.
And then too, they were doing false flags, or when they were sending in military, you know?
And the way they got those, and this shows you how wicked the fucking Edomites are. These wicked so-called white people. They weren't getting the results they wanted, So they called in the contract killers and say, hey, make it happen. This is your time to shine. And all those contract killers were what? Edomites.
And two, in the purge, they got the chip in the purge, okay?
Oh shit.
Because they were presenting the chip and they were showing you how they were doing it, you know? This one lady, she had to take it because she was like, well, I'll do it for the money, you know what I mean? So she had no choice but to take that chip in her hand.
All right, so I got this in Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So even if he took the chip, he still got killed, man. But really, the ones that didn't want to take the chip are the ones that were getting slayed up in that movie. Just murdered, man. Shit. And that should let you, Jakes, know, you people on this side of the sign, you are not ready for a hand-to-hand combat situation with the devil, with the sword. Hey, man, that's spiritual, huh? You can't beat him, man, because that's the Most High's weapon, man. That's the Most High's whipping stick. Let me get this in 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And in that movie, it was so spiritual because that they put on those fucking contact lenses, and man, that was a mark on the forehead.
Oh yeah.
That was a mark on the forehead, man.
Mark in the mind, you know, the mind.
Damn, dude. It's being thrown in your face, Jake. They should have called that movie The Jacob's Trouble. Now I'm going to go back to Ephesians 3 and 9. And to make all men see what is fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world hath been hid in the Most High, who created all things by Yahushua HaMashiach. So who created things? Yahushua HaMashiach. So that's a definite answer to who created who created anything, man. So we're not gonna break that down again. Yahweh was always existed. That's why his name means he to be, or he exists, because he was never created. He's always been. Then he created Yahushua, his only begotten son, and then Yahushua created everything.
Because the Most High, he don't have to do nothing. All he got to do is sit on the throne. But he's the one that gave the blueprint to his son. And his son created everything. He created the angels. He created the elect.
Shoot, man. If you understand what I'm telling you, if you understand that his name is not Jesus, it's Yahushua, that's good for you, man. If you understand that the word God means more than one, that's good for you. If you understand that whatever these men of the Lord out here wearing sackcloth on the street corners, telling you that things are going to be bad, we just told you, look, we just told you that Yahushua is not coming with peace, he's coming with a sword. We explained to you what the sword was. We explained to you the mark of the beast. We explained to you the word God, the word Elohim, the word Christ, the word Mashiach. We're giving you these mysteries right here.
Yeah, this is some good food that you should be eating.
And it's baby food, okay? We put it in the blender for you. Okay, this is Ephesians 2 and 12. That at the time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. So what that means is, right now, if you're a Christian, you don't know the whole history of the whole situation, man. You don't know that Yahushua is only for the elect. And man, when you break down the word Christian, Mashiachim, what else can you say? What can you say, man? What are you going to say? His people, man, come on. It's his people. Not the people that want to be his. Because if it were like that, everybody would be like that. And there would be no sin, because, look at, the wicked were created to punish the Israelites. And then there's man, and then there's the children of men, the children of the wicked, and the children of the Most High, the Yasharallah, right? We were created to be good, the good force. The Edomites were created to be the wicked, the bad force. And these regular people were just created to be in the middle, and there's perfect balance in that.
Yeah, because you don't get to choose who you want to be or what you want to be. Because in John 15 and 16 it says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit."
So what does it mean when you're being chosen by the Lord? That means that you're curious about what's being said. If you believe in Jesus, don't you know who Jesus is? He's not white. He's not up on the cross in some church. Yahweh Shai is his name. And what he looks like is a so-called Negro. Jesus looks like a black man. Latinos, Negroes, and Native Americans are his people.
That's who he chose.
You got that scripture? Get it again, man. That was beautiful.
So John 15 and 16, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you."
And that's why you 2/3 were buck up, man. Because you were chosen, man. And then at the end of that situation, you don't even want to be part of being chosen, man. How fucked up is that? You got all the fucking... Look, man.
We tell you you're an Israelite and you don't want to be an Israelite. You don't want to be a man of the Lord, like a man that he chose.
I bet you if some rich man came by and he said, "Hey, you're my estranged son. I got this job for you at a Fortune 500 company. You don't ever got to worry. Just come with me." You would fucking go.
Yep. But Yahweh Shai's telling us, you're my children, and this earth is given to you. You know what I mean?
No one else. All right, so let me start back over again. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and 12. That at the time you were without Hamashiach, that at the time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, and having no hope, and without God in the world. Oh man, I'm gonna read that again. And that was just verbatim. That was cold slice and cut, huh? This is a good one. And let me read it again. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 12. That at the time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope, and without God in the world. So that's because you don't even know who you are.
Hello.
Hello. You see, there's a lot of beautiful people out here who do believe, but would they believe the whole truth? They'll accept it, and those people are beautiful, man. Those people should be up here. But guess what? Now I'm going to read it how it's supposed to be read. Ephesians 2 and 12. That at the time you were without Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. So that means you're strangers from Israel. Strangers from Israel.
How can you be from Israel but then be a stranger, you know?
That's what the word Gentile really means.
That's what Gentile is, you know? You're from Israel, but hold on, you're not from Israel. You're
You want to be American? Come on. And strangers from the covenants of promise. So if you want to be a Gentile and not an Israelite, because if you're a Gentile, you can eat what, pork?
If you're a Gentile, you'll be a stranger to the promise.
You could basically be a homosexual or whatever you want to be in this world. That's a Gentile. That's a stranger.
Yeah.
But what happens when you're not strange? You're familiar, right? You have something in common.
See, but now that we came back to the truth, now we look strange to these people, you know?
Having no hope and without the Most High in the world. But now in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. So now it's very important, man. You got any more scripture? Because I'm gonna give you the name. I already gave you the name, but now I'm gonna give you the importance of the name. Okay, we already know that his name means he saved, right? So now we're going to go to Revelation 12 and 10. Let me do that. 'Cause I already have it marked right now. This is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation. Because now we're telling you who you are. We're giving you the names. We're giving the proper breakdowns. We're really giving you baby food, man. Milk and baby food, man. Perfect. And what's the importance of eating properly too, man? So you can feel better. So you can be healthier. What if you ate nothing but meat for a whole week? You'd be sick in the toilet. The same could be said if you just ate nothing but fruit.
That's why when you eat meals, you have to have all the items,
Balance.
A balanced meal. The food chart.
Now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So who's that Hamashiach that he sent? We're going to find out right now. You want to get Philippians 2 and 9? Because these scriptures, I was listening to Apostle Tahar, and he got these scriptures right, man. What he has is he's been having them. So he's been breaking them down to us, and then with the correct understanding, we get it. You got it?
Yeah. This is Philippians 2 and 9. Wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name.
So is that name Jesus? That name is not Jesus.
Because there's a lot of names for the Son of God,
And you know what? Back in the day, that real name, which is the name of the Lord, gave people spiritual power. Like how we got out of Egypt. That hand took us out of Egypt. But that hand is a powerful hand. So through that, look at, he was like this. Like Thanos in that movie, he snapped his fingers and everybody disappeared. That's basically what Yahweh did. He's like, hey, go get your people and get them out of there. Go ahead.
Because when he sends his hand, that's a powerful thing, because it says he's going to send his hand a second time, and that's only twice when he reaches his hand out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Philippians 2 and 9. Wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name.